spent on flood defences.
But Tony has met a man who thinks he's got a solution, and it involves spending a fraction of the money.
One of the worst hit areas in the floods over Christmas was Yalding in Kent, where villagers spent Christmas Day with floods gushing through their streets and into their homes. When David Cameron came to view the damage, one villager, Erica Olivares, took the chance and confronted him.
From Monday we've been trying to contact them. Nothing.
Nothing. Have they
decided to go on their holidays. Nothing. Hi.
A month on, and I'm meeting Erica. She's still dealing with the damage of the flood.
We went up to waist high in our house. You can see the whole floorboards. Yeah, it's all oak floor.
What's all this going to cost you?
At the moment, I think we're looking at about £10,000.
The government says it's investing nearly £3 billion in flood risk management in its term. But demand is high, and towns and villages across the UK are queuing up to get flood defences. In Erica's village of Yalding, where 200 homes flooded, there's no guarantee they'll get any. Let me get my wellies on and let's see if we can find some kind of solution.
OK.
All right. The Yalding Parish Council proposal to protect Erica's village is budgeted at £50 million. But could there be a cheaper way? I've brought Erica to Belford in the northeast of England, where the village suffered 5 floods in 2 years, until an unusual scheme was implemented. Dr. Paul Quinn from Newcastle University is responsible for the Belford Flood Alleviation Scheme, funded by the Environment Agency. He takes the unique approach of using natural methods to stop flooding. Paul, so what are you doing here?
Well, we call this a natural flood management scheme. So basically, we're trying to work with the forces of nature and just get them to do what nature does. Basically, we've felled these trees and put them straight across the river, and basically it just causes a flood wave to hit it and slow it down, and all the rest of the water is thrown onto the floodplain and then flows slowly back into the river.
To look at it, you wouldn't really believe these were flood defences.
I think I used to build things like this when I was a kid.
90% of our water comes through channels this size. And once this river gets big, it's too late. You've got to stop it getting going. But you do need them all over the land.
And in the fields, there's another unusual flood defence. What's this all about?
This is a leaky barrier, designed to leak. When it's really rainy, there's overland flow flowing down here like a river. Yeah. It all comes to this point, so we've put a barrier here just to stop it.
But you've got some pictures there of just how bad it can get here. In full flood condition, the barrier creates a pond, holding back the water from the river long enough for the storms to pass.
So there's the water coming in.
Oh, wow.
There's the water actually leaking over the top here and going through.
Where we were
Well, that's where we're standing now.
Yeah.
And the key thing is that you need a network of these. One of these alone won't do anything. We've actually put 40 of these features in, and it's been spread across 6 square kilometres.
What's the cost of something like this?
Well, the traditional scheme for Belford was estimated to be £2.5 million, and the scheme that we've put in is £200,000. Cost
That
effective.
is cheap at the price,
It is
isn't
cheap, yeah.
And it looks nicer.
The key here is that they seem to work. It's whether they'd work elsewhere.
Exactly. As I say, what works for one place might not necessarily work for another place.
Catherine Pygott is from the Chartered Institution of Water and Environmental Management.
It seems so simple. Why aren't the government doing this everywhere?
It takes a long time to gather the scientific proof for new methods of flood risk management, and I think the government is naturally cautious about where it invests its money.
There are currently around a dozen natural flood management pilot schemes in the UK.
I guess one of the problems will be dealing with landowners.
You've got to persuade and work with landowners, and it's got to be in their interests to be able to make it happen. They've got to want to do it. You can't force farmers to do something that they don't feel is right for their land.
This isn't going to be perfect for everywhere, is it? It might not necessarily help Erica.
They work especially in the